let's get to everything that I'm taking a look at on this baseball betting board for this Tuesday. And all of our best bets here at VSiN, they are brought to you by GBank. And GBank is introducing the $500 trifecta. That's where GBank, First Bet, and VSiN come together, as all you need to do is open up a GBank Visa signature card and in your first 90 days, deposit and play through $1,000 over at First Bet to be able to trigger the $500 trifecta. You'll receive $200 in cashback rewards on your GBank Visa signature card. First Bet is going to give you a $100 deposit match, and then VSiN completes the trifecta with a free VSiN Pro subscription all the way through October 31st. That is a $200 fit value, and that is the $500 trifecta from GBank, First Bet, and VSiN. Head on over to VSiN.com/GBank, VSIN.com/GBank. This is a one-time promotion that is limited to customers opening up a new account in response to this offer and will not apply to requests to convert existing accounts. Apply today, and terms and conditions, they do indeed apply. And how about if we take a look at a game that I hit to begin the night, and it's worth mentioning once again. You've got the Mets. They are going to be playing us to the Atlanta Braves. And it is Spencer Strider on the bump for the Bravos, and one Frankie Montas is on the bump for the Mets. Mets are pretty good size underdogs at home. They're between plus 128 to plus 130 or so. And with the Braves, you're laying about minus 142 to minus 150. Total on this game is 9. Typically, I'd be all about taking the New York Mets here, except for the fact that Frankie Montas, I watched some of his minor league rehab assignments. He has made 6 minor league starts to be able to ramp up for this MLB or this season debut for the Mets. 12.05 ERA, giving up north of 3 home runs per 9 innings, north of 4.5 walks per 9 innings, less than 6 strikeouts per 9 innings. I recognize that your ERA in terms of your minor league rehab starts isn't an end-all be-all, but even if you're just working on pitches, you can't have a 12 ERA at the AA and AAA level, and that's exactly what he's got. And for Spencer Strider, he's coming into his own. 21 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. He has went a combined 12 innings in those 2 starts, giving up 1 run. Team was 0-5 in his first 5 starts, looked rock solid in his last 2. He's been able to get the ship righted. And then when it comes to Ronald Acuna Jr., 9 home runs in the month since he's come off the injured list, giving you north of 450 on base. You've got an Atlanta Braves team that does have someone like a Marcell Ozuna, who's able to give you north of 370 on base. Matt Olson is slugging out 15-plus bombs. And then on the flip side, you do have a New York Mets team with a quartet of guys with at least 15 home runs. Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, along with Juan Soto. And Soto, after he was getting criticized for a rough start to begin the season, he's been able to find it a little bit more, but I'm just really a big believer in Spencer Strider. And the one saving grace that the Mets do have, if you do get a toilet bowl start here from Frankie Montas, top 5 team in terms of bullpen ERA, with the likes of Oscar Brazobin, Reed Garrett, along with Edwin Diaz, being able to give you a sub-275 ERA. They're trailing, you're probably not going to see Edwin Diaz, but I do like this spot in terms of the Atlanta Braves getting the job done, and I did take a look at them on the run line. You're getting that at a plus 110, so I like that run line, and I do like this total under, as I did set my total at an 8.8. Haven't talked too much about this game, so how about if we do so right about now? Diamondbacks are on the road against the Chicago White Sox. Sean Burke goes for the Southsiders. Ryan Nelson is going for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are down to a minus 130 favorite in some spots, and this is because Eugenio Suarez did go out of the game for the Arizona Diamondbacks in their blowout win against the White Sox. It got so bad that Vinny Capra came into the game, position player for the White Sox, and I was on the under. Game was 8-0. That was brutal, to say the least, so thanks for throwing a position player, White Sox, and costing me my under. And I do think that for the Diamondbacks, despite the fact that Suarez is going to be out of the fold, you're still going to get some relatively good offensive production with having Ketel Marte give you north of a 4 on base. Still have guys like a Josh Naylor, Pavin Smith, these guys doing a solid job. Corbin Carroll has been able to give you 20-plus home runs this season as well. And then for the Chicago White Sox, just not a lot of offense to be had for the team as well. And that's what I find curious about this. We did see the money line really tick down for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Total open up at 9, and it's still at 9 for the White Sox. They're in the bottom 5 of the big leagues in terms of runs per game. Scored as many runs as myself on Monday. I recognize that Ryan Nelson is not going to be winning a Cy Young award, but still, he's been able to give you a sub-4 ERA. He's not giving up the deep ball. You don't have many guys other than Miguel Vargas with his 10 home runs hitting the deep ball for the Chicago White Sox. So I'm looking at that under, and I'm going to be in on the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line.